Namaskar. Viewers, a lot of things are happening regarding the three temples, Ram Mandir, Kashi Gyanvapi Mandir, as well as the Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi place. This is also called Shahi Eidgah. Now, a lot of things are happening, but right now I just want to focus on some very important developments that happened in the last few days. First of all, the pictures taken inside the Gyanvapi Mandir / mosque have now revealed that there are a lot of Hindu artifacts, idols, murtis, whatever you want to call them, inside this mosque. For example, there was a shivling. There was a shivling in the Wazoo area, and that was a massive shivling. They don't even know the size. They're approximating it as 12 feet by 8 inches. That's a really, really tall shivling. And that is the one that is the Nandi is sitting facing. So that must have been the original place. The other interesting thing that came up is that there was a ruling in the case to determine if the Shahi Eidgah Masjid is valid or should be moved. And this was a case in a lower court in Mathura. The question there was a little bit different, but let me just go back to a step and then come back in again. The first step is, does Places of Worship Act apply to the Kashi and the Mathura temples? Is it valid there at all? So there are two schools of thought. One school of thought says yes, and therefore that the POW must be repealed because there is the whole thing is illegal in the way it is constructed. That's one school of thought. The other school of thought says that, listen, the two temples, that is the Kashi Gyanvapi Mandir as well as the Shahi Eidgah or the Krishna Janmasthan, both of them do not fall under the Places of Worship Act. Why? Because in the Kashi Gyanvapi case, there was worship done of the mandir, the temple, the idols inside, up until very recently. So this was being allowed even after 1947. So if that was allowed then, which means then that there was a temple in that place. So you can't say that this is something that should not be disturbed. So that is one school of thought. And the second one, which is more interesting in the case of Lord Krishna Janmasthan, is that there was a dispute about how the Shahi Eidgah was going to get some land. Now, the dispute was sort of settled in 1968, except there is a small twist in the tale. The Lord Krishna Janmasthan was controlled by a trust, and there was a Krishna Janmasthan Management Committee, which is a different body, not the trust. Now, the Krishna Janmasthan Management Committee signed a deal with the Shahi Eidgah Committee to allow them to keep the 13 odd acres of land. Now, here is where the contention comes. Many people say that this is illegal because the management committee does not have the authority to make this kind of a deal. So people will say that you have to go back to the land revenue records to really see if this was true or not. But remember that as of 1947, the land was owned by who? Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust. So there is this. So there are two different temples, two different ways in which this is being approached. So you can see that the complexity is now beginning to build up. Two different temples, two different sets of situations and conditions. And now I hear that the Supreme Court is going to look at the Kashi Gyanvapi for the next step, because the loser has gone to the Supreme Court. Now, the problem with the loser is that they claimed that the place where the shivling is located is actually a fountain, but they couldn't prove that there was a pipe that would feed the water into the fountain. So therefore, there is no concept of a fountain. They couldn't prove it. So there is a problem there. So whereas it has been said and written over and over that there was a Jyotirling, there was a Murti of Shiva right at the place where it has been located. This has been documented for many years. Now, this is all Mr. Aurangzeb's Karnama, whether it is Mathura or in Kashi. This is the guy who went and said that these shall be disturbed, destroyed, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of interesting things coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And do not forget to click on the bell button for notification. If you like this video, please do consider donating to us by clicking on the super thanks button that shows up right underneath this video. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.